If you have not subscribed, it's most definitely appreciated if you would like to. Thank you, excuse me, and welcome to another segment. Today's segment is based off a question that someone asked if the Most High is real and if you can prove it. Well, it's simple, it's easy, it's not hard, it's not difficult if you're willing to seek. As the scripture says, seek and ye shall find, and I shall pour you out more than the blessing that you can receive. Now, we understand that comes from a biblical text, but in all reality, we have proof of many lives that it has been on the planet and as well as currently on the planet have actually received those blessings. You know, there's a battle also, let me add to this. If the devil's real, well, if the devil didn't exist and the devil's not real, how come people make these type of sacrifices and have these type of presentations and behaviors and outcome if there's something such as a substance that doesn't exist? Now, we're talking about devil energy because in this form that we're looking at, this form that we have that I call an avatar is not real, but it's present in the reality that we are currently in. Beyond this physical body, there is an essence that we describe as spirit energy. Energy, of course, cannot be destroyed. All it can be is transferred from one place to another. However, I would never waste anyone's time about anything that I say and do. It's forbidden. Along with, as I mentioned in posts that I posted for today, that I have many testimonies that supernatural things has happened in my life. Man hasn't given me anything. According to the calculations, whether I speak about the calculations of my life or my ancestry life or the ancestry lives of many who speak or who do not speak, man took many things and continuously to take many things as well as use people accordingly to their will. Now, as a chosen seed, aka star seed, we understand this. The knowledge that we obtain or have within, we know that it comes from the wise one. It doesn't come from man. It doesn't come from a book. It doesn't come from copycatting people. We understand that very sharply. We're not here to prove if the Most High is real, because on every step that we take and every breath that we breathe and every day that we're granted, we give praise to the Most High because we know man can't control life or death, even though they have bodies as we speak in laboratories trying to become God or add to their persona of they are God and you shall worship them. If anything of abundance or tranquility of the opportunities of prosperity would come from them, and they would control every matter at hand. And if you decide at any given point to not listen, then it will be taken from you. You must ask and request permission at all times and at all costs, no matter how anxiously or how deserving you feel that you believe or that you know that you deserve. Now, according to the calculations of the Most High, no one can take. It's a big difference. No one can take whatever the Most High give his children. Anyone who changes their life and that wants to serve the Most High faithfully, despite all those who will come in their life to discourage them in every form of fashion to follow their path or follow the way that they're going, which will be misleading over or the ending of a cliff. It can be a real cliff or it can be the end of something. I'm making myself very clear that not only on this day, that I would never, ever try to prove to someone that the Creator, the Most High, is real, which has many names according to the opinions or the facts of many people or scholars or philosophers who say that the Most High has many names. One thing I can tell you, the Most High know your heart, so you don't have to prove that to anyone if you're connected. In order to be in a place that you desire to be, you have to do the work. You have to do something. You can't rely on unreliable people. In this world, as you can observe and see, that there's unreliable people, meaning those who fit the category. Sometimes people like to take what I say, and I observe others who are out here teaching that they're talking about them. But the message is talking to them. It ain't them talking to them, because them don't know them. We don't know nobody personally. But even if we knew someone personally, we would never expose or express their personal business in the four tiers of many people, or even one, who will observe with their physical eyes or their physical ears to listen. We don't move like that. Some people feel that we think we're better. We have gotten greater in where we used to be. We used to be on that same side, making the mistakes, doing things we shouldn't have been doing, saying things we shouldn't have been saying, participating and being around the things and the people and situations, cheering it on, witnessing it. You know, let me say this, that a lot of times people feel because you're around something and you're not physically interacting or verbally saying anything, you're not as guilty as association, but a guilty association is just as bad as just being around it, even though you may not interact verbally or physically in the circumstances. You have to remove yourself. It's only wise to do so only because when karma comes in, you're acting like, dang, I'm doing everything in my life. I'm living right, X, Y, Z. Why is this happening? You should be able to know the difference between a lesson / blessing / curse. You got a lot of people who think because they have a roof over their head and, you know, transportation and a little bit of money or a lot of money, or they got all these different people they're connected to, that means something. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to bring his name up. I could bring many other people's names up. Diddy, many people, politicians, you name it. Worldwide, global, well-known. Nobody's helping him. That's what happens when you get to the top. The right way or the wrong way. If you have the wrong vultures around you, R. Kelly. Who else? Who else out there that has done much in the world and in a negative or positive way, and it shows you what the results will be? We can talk about the countless people that's incarcerated for a reason or no reason. They don't have that support. When they come out, they don't have that support. The system just now want to give them an opportunity to get a job. What the job got to do with the crime that they committed and did the time and paid the time for what they done to hinder them from actually moving forward in their life? Everybody don't want to come back out doing the same thing or anything. But it defeats the purpose of having a system such as that, because that needs to be reincarnated. I can't even get the words out, man. I'm feeling it so well and so good. I can't get the words out, but I'm going to get it out. Reincarcerated is the objective. Because the blueprint is to print something on a piece of paper and say this is who this person is. And you have many people, not only they don't put themselves in a situation, but they have opinion about somebody else's life instead of go into that person's life and give them something to push them forward, to help them out. Some people don't even have no family. Some people do have family, but it's not family. The only time that they're considered family if they can benefit from something, whatever that something is. All actuality, what I'm saying is the Most High is real, because those who want to live right is the Most High. Even the wicked is a part of the Most High. They say, well, how is that? Because it give them a choice with their free will to decide when they want to convert over to the Most High completely and fully. Rather they do it through religion, rather they do it through spirituality, rather they do it through both, rather they do it through shamanism, healing, any spiritual practice. He or she decides to cleanse their heart and purify their heart and change their mindset and their ways is connected to the Most High. There's extraterrestrial beings involved for sure. Even if the extraterrestrial beings was considered the Most High, there is a Most High. There is a greater being, supreme beyond the wickedness. Let me explain why. If it wasn't, this is confirmation of a fact, not opinion. If it wasn't, don't you think that right now, as we speak, everyone would not be safe? You got any of us who have experience walking from one place to another, traveling from one place to another, making it safely there and to from. Multiple times, many other places you've never been before, that's a strange land or a strange presence, meaning you're not familiar with it, it's not your local, you're used to being used to of, you're protected. I did a stream on here giving a testimony when I died, and I spoke about what I saw. Some people believe in angels, some people don't. But I spoke with one. And he told me it wasn't my time. He said the word God. God said it wasn't your time. At first, I was not confused, but I was in the process of understanding where I was at, which was a very dark place. It was pitch black dark. And I noticed I couldn't speak. I couldn't say a word. But in my mind, it was blank. But in my mind, I fought to speak in my mind and said, please let me speak. And I was allowed to speak. That shows you that I didn't have no control. What I'm saying to say as well with that point is that a lot of us think we in control of shit and we ain't in control of nothing. We are so fearful. I'm never exempting myself out of none of the conclusions, any shorts that I do, any segments that I do when I come on here. I'm never exempting myself for anyone who feel that I have or I think that I am or I think I'm better. I get better by making effort to be the best version of me. There's no way that some people who say they don't pray, there is no way that some people can't say they don't ask somebody to pray for them. What is prayer connected to? Prayer is connected to something that you can't believe or see, but you're willing to believe that it will happen because even though you can't see it. What is prayer? What is I wish, I hope, I will? Where do that comes from? How did we get the vocabulary we have? How did we get the creation of our minds to be able to create good or bad or destruction or life? Where did we get it from? This is for people who be questioning about if there's a devil or if there's a God. Where did we get the creation of being able to create these options, these decisions, these outcomes? Where did it come from? Do it come from the white man? Do it come from the white man and the black man who works together? Do it come from the United Nations, which is all nationalities or cultures around the world? Do it come from them? I keep saying this and I'm gonna keep drilling it. One thing I'm gonna tell you personally about me, I am a constructive criticizer. I wanna see everybody win. But guess what? With the opposition, I know that can happen, but I know it won't happen. Because some people just don't get it. They think you're the enemy because you telling them something that can benefit their life because you can see it. But if they're willing to listen, now they can see instead of looking at, well, why I don't know that. You do know it's been spoken. Maybe you got something going on in your life that distracts you too much of something so that allows you not to be able to hear yourself. Trying to get an understanding though. If you ever in a situation, if you ever been in a situation where you done ask God to save you from something, you believe and you know. If you ever ask God to give you something and it came, you believe and you know. Knowing is more preferred because believing is I believe tomorrow I'm gonna hit $1 million, but the fact would be either I know I am or not. Now, what chances can I take? There's a couple options for me to get $1 million, but it's not guaranteed. Versus knowing if I'm believing. We got to get past believe because believe is not substantial enough to give you evidence of facts. You know, people have great debates. There's nothing wrong with debating. There's nothing wrong with people's opinions. There's nothing wrong with people's facts. There's nothing wrong with people's expression. Very important for us to be very mature when we are communicating and expressing ourselves. We're being monitored for that. We get punished for that. People are like, dang, we get punished for that? You get punished for anything that's unequally yoked, period. Rather it's your attitude, rather it's you not taking care of yourself, rather it's you not taking care of your body like you need to. There's a consequence for everything. I even did a segment about the ultimate price. Some of you may want to go check that out. I make these present of the Most High. When he called me to do what I got to do, I'm going to do it. Regardless of who pay attention, regardless who don't, I have to. I done been in those situations where I don't want to do, I want to keep doing this, party, chill, do whatever. But then I'm turning around and asking the Most High, okay, man, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I had plenty of moments of those. I had plenty of moments where I didn't do it again. But because he called me, I told him over and over and over and over, tremendously over and over and over, I wasn't ready. I seen this as a kid. Regardless of how much I could express about it, I knew it was something. And I still don't know what it is completely. I know it's something big. I can tell you one thing for certain, for sure, that man don't worship the Most High. Because if they did, don't you think we'd be in sync? Don't you think things would be in harmony? Don't you think there'll be more people fighting against wickedness and evil versus participating? Then when that demise come and dismantle come, you find people wanting mercy. Then when they get the mercy by the grace of the Most High, then they turn right back around and do what? It again. Or something similar or something worse. So the Most High is supposed to be a yo-yo and you're supposed to just play games with him. Been there, done that. Well, the Most High will actually teach you a lesson one way or the other, the easy way or the hard way. And a lot of time, in reality, people got to learn the hard way. I had to learn some lessons the hard way. And at this point in my life, I'm good. I'm not going to say that because I can't see the future like that unless the Most High allows me to see it. No matter how much the gift can see, he got to allow me to see it in order for me to speak on it. So I know a lot of people hate that I talk about the Most High for those fit the category. I'm on several different platforms besides this one. And people run because God is speaking to them. I don't know their personal circumstances, but the Most High know everybody circumstances. What up, Pastor Light? How you doing? Norman, how you doing? This thing here, man, is such not a game, and it sounds easy said and done. This thing not a game. You know, you got a lot of people feel I don't have much, but I'm rich because before I was born as a baby, and as I became out my mother's womb as a baby, there was wealthy things around me because wealth is everything materialistically. It doesn't matter about the value or the price on it. Everything is wealthy. It's wealth. Somewhere down the line, not only my experience, but many other people's experience got triggered based on the environment. Not only in the home, but also the environment or outside the home. Surrounded around people who complain about what they had and what they have and competing against each other and falling out with one another, killing one another and betraying each other, whether it's sexual manner, whether it's gossip, slander, ill will, evil eyes, spiritual spells, witchcraft, unaliving people. You got so much stuff that people are so unaware. They have no clue about their bloodline, their family. But all people can see is what they see physically when somebody says something that convinces them enough to be convinced that that's who they truly are. Are they consistent? Are they teaching you how to be consistent? We're talking about elevating. We're not talking about being consistent or being ignorant. People are not even paying attention to that. According to that, people feel that it's normal to interact as that behavior and have that particular mindset. You know, just about almost everybody, just depends on what talents and skills and gifts that you have and things that you say, that you'll find people copycatting it. I was just looking at something the other day where somebody copycatted me, and I was just like, you know, that just show you how much attention people pay to you because they lack something within themselves. People rather not tap into their own higher self. They rather strive to tap into somebody else's. But let me say this, because, you know, the enemies be always listening and watching. They don't necessarily have to come to the segment because you can watch from many different ways. Is that in all reality, there's not one person on the planet not gonna go through something. Now, because they made it through, and they able to, after they done healed and got their mind right, and they humble, doesn't mean that they're perfect and that they're better. But in all reality, you'll find those people who looking from the outside looking in feel that those individuals think that they're better and they want their life. But then here's the kicker. I'm gonna be honest. You have to have a strong mind to be a chosen seed. You gotta be very strategic, and you gotta come up with a problem solving skill set to solve. Because guess what? Excuse me. The Most High is only gonna do but so much. The Most High is gonna let you figure it out. He ain't gonna step in unless he have to. And a lot of times he's not gonna step in. He gonna have you to figure it out because he know that you're capable. And he don't need to hold our hand. That's one of the lessons I learned about myself and how the Most High worked, because I used to be in that place where I used to question, like, man, I believe in you so much, but X, Y, Z, blah, 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 and I ain't seeing no outcome in my favor. Woo woo. The outcome, I'm right at the end of the door to walk out the door. God will give you so many signs about relationships, people, places, opportunities. He'll show you your gifts, what you're good at. He'll give you the encouragement, and what we would do, we'll discredit all of that and run away and walk away and say, no, we can't do it. There's no such thing as nothing we can't do. We may even say, well, man is in the way. I used to say that. Man is in the way. That's why I can't. I used to use that word. That's why I can't do this, and this is why I got to do this to do that. Man ain't in nobody's way. He way over there at home chilling, resting, golfing, eating, taking trips, not thinking about me. He may have some people that's on assignment that's thinking about me, setting them up for the okie doke, letting them be target practice. But I wonder why my phone changed. Hold on. Trying to figure out something. I don't know if y'all can even hear me, but I ain't changed this. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm back. But the Most High love everybody. First say, man, the Most High don't love everybody. The Most High, for us who serve the Most High, we show love to people. That's the essence and the presence of God. Genuine, kind, giving, nurturing. So I can't say I don't want to hear no more about people talking about prove the Most High is real and this and that third. People can continuously say it for those who fit the category. But I'm addressed. I told myself a few days ago, there's going to be some good things and there's going to be some bad things. That any situation, instead of let it linger in my mind and on my heart, you could take this, what I'm about to say, and you could do it in your life too. Is stop sitting back, letting events happen, and then you end up thinking about these events over and over and over in your mind, whether it's expressing yourself or whether it's confronting a situation or resolving something. When it comes down to your life, your personal thoughts about yourself, your personal thoughts about people, your personal thoughts about what you want to do, what you don't want to do, or what outcome you want to happen, and et cetera, et cetera. Because when we do this, we are suppressing our emotions, and that's a curse itself. And a lot of times we're not aware of it, and then we are aware of it at times, but we don't resolve it. It'll build up, and then we just burst. Like pressure. We end up bursting. And then there's a possibility someone getting hurt, even including ourselves, or both parties get hurt, or many parties get hurt, or the conclusion of losing out because we didn't handle our business like we needed to. I'm here for it. And I've said before, and I'm getting chills right now, I'm not going nowhere, so people can get used to it. You can take the highest rank, whatever you want to call it, whatever name they want to go by, whatever groups, whatever. Every group that came against me and the chosen, they all been defeated. And they all scratching their head, and they all suffering. But it's their suffer. And they deserve it because they never should have came for me anyway, or any of the chosen. We don't wake up on a day-to-day basis looking to create havoc in people's lives and bother people and get in people's business. We're not built like that. Even when we were doing the things we were doing before we decided to take on our calling, we wasn't in people's business, but people was in our business. Some were just nosy, some wanted to sabotage, and some just wanted to know, how did you get there? How are you able to do certain things? Then you have people who become jealous and envious because they're trying to compare their life with yours. There's no comparisons. I don't know if people understand what destiny means or journey means. It means you and yourself alone. It doesn't mean that because you meet people or people have similar journeys that it's the same. It's not. Everybody's gonna go through something totally different. Not gonna be the same. But in the reality, people gonna give praise to the Most High for those who truly serve the Most High. I'm gonna talk about the Most High to the day I die in this body, or this body dies, because it will die, but the spirit will live on. The energy will live on. I won't be forgotten, I'll be remembered, and I will be respected. The same energy that I put out. I'll be loved by many and selectively hated by very few. Even the haters will end up loving me eventually, apparently, even though he or she won't confess it. Behind the scenes where nobody can see his or her heart, or their minds, or their thoughts, or their confessions prefer to be said. They'll know that truth. It's time for change, man. This shit is beyond Dr. King and Michael X and Marcus Garvey and all the white people who actually fought for change. And other many cultures that fought for change. They're still fighting for change. It's time. The Most High decided, because man controls the world, because he had enough time to organize it the way he organized it, the Most High said, well, my time to step in differently compared. Because, you know, the point is when I say that, to say this, is that man thought after the sacrifices of those leaders and many other leaders, known and unknown, that they were continuously to rule the world. But apparently, if you look around, people are not paying these people any mind. They even have something to say back. So people are speaking up. Not real leaders. Leaders lead for change and bring those who are that's struggling wherever in their life, help them get in the line by actually being not only an example, but giving them the tools so they can pick those tools and use them if they don't have a sense of direction. So the chosen, starseeds, and many other different beings on the planet, for those who fit the category, are leaders. Some people might need to go watch the movie Anunnaki so they can understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. You know, you still got people, or you at one point you had people who didn't believe in extraterrestrial beings. They've been here. They're part of our ancestors. That's why man is half gods, or gods in a physical body, where you get your supernatural powers from. They messed that up when they started enslaving our ancestors. That's why you don't see the full potential of it. And that's why you have to go back to remember who you are. Remembering who you are is not only your physical presence of who you are, but also your ancestors. That's why you're supposed to have an ancestor altar, making offers, ancestor money and all that, so you can remove financial blockages, curses, contracts, patents. Your ancestors, as well as mine, was not all good. Some of them took those sell your soul opportunities. Rather it's the music industry, rather it's personal, rather it's a cult, rather it's learning spirituality on their own, or religion or any other form, took it upon themselves to do wicked things. Even those who don't even do any of those things that I named, but something wicked. Our ancestors did that. So when you're wondering why your life is not in the line and you're struggling with whatever that may be, whether it's your health or being confident or being happy or joyful with consistency, you got to break them generation curses. And the way you break them generation curses, you're willing to stop doing the things that you know that's hindering you from being a better version of who you are. Nobody can do it for you. I had to learn that. Nobody can do it for me. Every day I wake up, I have those moments like, dang, not a setback, a delay, oh man. But because I have gotten stronger over time, now I understand more than I did in the beginning. In the beginning, you're gonna be confused a little bit because you're like, well, I'm doing this and I don't see nothing. Everything is in season. You just gotta have tunnel vision. Can't look to the left or right and say, dang, they going through the same thing and they out bursting or they boosted farther than where I'm at. Can't do that. You're hindering your growth doing that. That's why it's important to love yourself. So when you loving and nurturing yourself, it allows you to actually see everything for what it is. And you don't take things personal. And if you worked on that and it triggers you or you're triggered, you're strong enough and wise enough to understand it where that you don't allow it to conquer and dominate how you're going to respond or how you're going to think. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here for a second. Just wanted to get on here for a second. Just remember, the Most High don't miss at all. He said, every tongue shall confess and every knee shall bow. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. You best believe people done did it already before they already passed in this physical vessel right now. Everybody. We didn't ask the Most High to help us understand or gain knowledge, wisdom, or clarity, purification, healing, a better relationship with others, or a better relationship with a woman or a man, you know what I'm saying? Family, help in sickness and illnesses. So yeah, you done confessed already. But anyway, thank you for actually tuning in. I appreciate everyone. If you have not subscribed, it's most definitely appreciated. Make sure that you like as well. Until next time, Olabade Olugbsean. Peace and blessings.